Hello, hello.
Hi, guys.
We're going to try something a little bit different today. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I don't even know how to get in here.
It's not showing that the mic's working. Do you have a mic hooked up to the computer?
Yeah, it should be like working on here. I don't know. Oh, hey, look. Yeah, there it is.
Hey, look.
Can't click on it.
How about that? Positively Offensive just went live.
Yeah, hey, how's everybody doing? I don't know where to go on here. I guess I can click here. Enter.
Y'all, Jen don't know what she's doing. We've
don't.
only been doing this for like 5 years. She don't know what she's doing.
But I'm using StreamYard.
We used to use StreamYard all the time.
Yeah, but how many years ago was that? Oh, I see 7 people here. All right, can y'all see and hear us? I'm trying to figure out how to get in here into the chat. I don't know how to do this. Enter without, I guess. Oh, hey, look, there we are.
Hi.
Yeah, can y'all see us and hear us okay? Hey, Patricia, how's it going? And we're flip-flopped.
Patricia, is it working?
We're backwards.
I think hit your little thingy, your 3-button thing. See if that helps. Edit name, edit mic settings. No.
No. Yep, we
can see and hear.
Awesome. Hey, Deborah, how are you?
Hi, Deborah.
Are y'all ready to talk about the stuff going on this week? I've got some stories picked out that I kind of want to talk about. Sadly, I started doing this live stream, and then this week I haven't had time to look at the news, so I haven't really been on top of the news this week.
That's a heck of a way to do a live stream about the news.
Right? Yeah, I know. So I'm going to be counting on y'all, kind of. I've been doing a little bit of research the last few minutes trying to figure out things to talk about on here. Yeah, I've been under the weather, but looking forward to the live. Awesome, Patricia, and I will see you tomorrow on the Bible study, too. So yeah, we're gonna wait for some people.
I'm all messed up. Why do I keep thinking this is like Friday?
I don't know. You're backwards.
Friday or Saturday for some reason. It's just for some reason in my head. It's what it's telling me.
Yeah, you're backwards.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we are on like live chat or whatever. I don't know how to. I don't know what this is all about.
Font.
Hey, look, we can make it big.
Oh, hey.
Does it actually work though? Big and tall, wide. I'm gonna break it.
Yeah, probably.
If I keep messing up. Hey, Annette, Southwest Georgia Homestead. How are you?
Well, you've been working too hard. That's why.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I've dang sure been doing quite a bit.
Wiley doesn't take days off on Sunday. Y'all could see that he was working on the truck.
Yeah, Dez has been keeping me hooked up. So.
Yeah.
Which, of course, you know, just in case anybody wants to know, you know, Dez is fixing to go into surgery, so she's going to be off for like a month.
Yeah.
And I think she's kind of getting prepared for that while she's down. You know, she wants me to try to get a bunch done before she goes down. So, yeah.
Yep. Ooh, did Hunter get that fire started?
No, obviously not.
Oh.
It's
kind of chilly. It's not bad, but I mean, it's just a little bit chilly. Glad you got all that money rolling in and got the truck fixed, right? And it has helped us pay for the hotel room for when we go visit Michael too, so that's nice.
Well, the sad thing is we pretty much already had our parts. He just didn't put no more wood in it, so it ain't. We already had our parts, and it's just been one of those things that I haven't been able to, you know, make happen time-wise. So.
And while they wanted to wait for it to be warmer to end up taking the door panels off, because all the little plastic clip things that hold the door panels on get extra brittle when it's cold outside. So it was nice and warm, and we were able to take them off and without breaking too much stuff. If y'all missed that video, we put out a video on Wiley's channel about it. Look, y'all get a nice calming view of the fireplace back here. So, I think there's 16 people in here. Let's start talking about the news, y'all. Now, remember that this is a place for us to all talk about what's going on in the world. But yeah, current events. I would like everybody to kind of remain civil, and let's dispute the current events and not the people that are, we're all we can all have our own opinions on things, and that's kind of the whole point of this live stream, is to bring together different points of view and different information so that we can all you know kind of make more informed decisions on certain things. Sorry, all that. Yeah, sorry, we got chainsaws everywhere. And this isn't exactly the best setup back here. We've got very little space.
Yeah, we're very cramped back here.
But it is what it is. Hey, Brett, how's it going? So I've been hyping the channel. Hope that helped. Thanks, Patricia. So yeah. So a couple of things that I want to talk about. First off, let me see if I can figure out how to make this work. I'm gonna be messing with this, y'all, so hopefully I don't break it.
This one's the one you want.
Is that the one I want? Okay.
Think.
Maybe. Let's see if we can present or invite. Let's see. Slides and PDFs, video file, screen share. Okay. Share screen. All right. Okay. A window. Entire screen. I don't know if I want to do that. Chrome tab. The home, this one. Okay, so here's a story I found this week. Now y'all know, if y'all have been around for a while, hey Barb, if y'all have been around for a while, you know that we homeschool our kids, and here's one of the reasons why. Whoops, can y'all see us on here? Oh, where did it go? Can I not? Oh, I can add it. Okay, all right. Can I make it bigger? I think I need this one.
Okay, yep, there you go.
That works. All right, so let's go over here and we'll scroll down a little bit. So this is an Indiana high school secretary that has been arrested for molesting 2 students after her husband caught her with one of them. The 18-year-old was 17 when the molestation began. I don't think this is possible without smartphones. Should parents check phones? Parents should absolutely check phones.
Should check phones.
100%. Yes. Parents should absolutely check phones. And like, I don't know. I am seeing so many stories in the news of teachers and teachers' assistants and staff at schools that have been charged with heinous crimes against kids.
Right.
Like, you send your kids, well, we don't. People send their kids to school thinking that they're going to go there and learn and be safe, and that is like so far from the truth.
Kids should not have phones, Brett said. Yeah, I totally agree. I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
That is a very, very uncommon thought along most people, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, we've been accused of, I don't know, I wouldn't quite say abusing our kids, but because they don't have phones.
People are like, it's child abuse to not let your kids have phones, or it's child abuse to have them take out the trash or do chores, or it's child abuse to have them take care of the animals.
Right.
Like, people are ridiculous. So we are not abusing our kids by making them, learn how to be responsible. And kids definitely should not have phones in these day and age. And if your kid does have a phone, it should be a Bark phone or a Gab wireless phone, or I've seen other ones out there. But they don't have internet browsers. They don't have.
Howdy, Paul.
Oh, here, you needing me to go back to that so we can see it?
Nothing. Yeah.
People who say that are idiots. Yes.
Oh, that was Jody, not Paul. I thought that said Paul. Hi, Jody.
Hey, Jody.
Being nosy in other people's lives as child abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they are. And people use it like against you, they get mad at you because they don't agree with you on a certain subject, and their first instinct is, oh, let's attack their kids.
Yeah.
Like, let's hit them where it hurts, right? Let's attack their kids. Anyway, so schools are not necessarily safe places. We know teachers. We go to school with we go to a church with a lot of teachers. And I'm not saying all teachers are bad. I'm just saying there's a lot of bad apples in the bunch.
Well, it's gotten now to where with all this, what do they call DEI stuff?
Yeah.
That, I mean, we're getting a lot of people that teaching that shouldn't be in there.
Right. And while we're on the subject of it, we covered last week, we talked about the school walkouts and the ICE protests and stuff. Like, schools should not be grounds for indoctrinating kids or enacting, pushing political narratives. Schools should be there to teach you reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Well, I don't know if you've seen it, but I have this week. But Oklahoma is cracking down on that very hard. I mean, there is teachers that's being with jail sentences for letting their students
walk out
and participating in it. They're the ones setting it up.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's
So I think that we should touch base on the First Amendment, freedom of speech, the freedom to assemble, the freedom, which is like the right to protest and that kind of stuff. I don't think that those rights should be violated. I think that if kids are going to be participating in those things, it needs to be outside of school hours.
Schools should not be political, right?
Yeah, schools should not be political. No, they should teach how the system works. Most kids these days, there's a lot of adults out there. There's so much content that I come across of videos where they're asking like college age kids, what's the capital of the United States? And they're like, oh, the United States has a capital?
Yeah.
Like, they have no idea. And, like we covered last week, they can't tell you the different branches of government or, how it can't tell you any of our amendments or anything, or the Bill of Rights or anything.
I mean, of course, you never know
Bring
about
back Little House on the Prairie, right?
You never know about how some of this stuff is, how true some of this stuff is, but you've got these people that's going around with their phone probably, or camera, whatever, to like beaches and get-togethers or whatever, and asking these college age students, how many states are in the United States. None of them can tell you.
They ask, what is name 3 countries other than the United States. And they're like, Europe, and Europe's not a country. Europe is a continent. And like, and they can't name countries, and they can't name states. They can't name, the only reason they might know who the president is because it's plastered all over the news that you should hate him.
Right.
They couldn't tell you who their representatives are. They can't tell you, when you ask them deep questions about why they believe certain things that they believe, they can't give you answers. And when they don't have an answer, their immediate response is to be like, well, you're stupid or you're a racist. And I don't have time for this. I'm leaving. They don't have any argument.
How many states is that without wild cards?
I have to admit, a previous sin in my childhood, I had an affair with my teacher when I was 16. I forgive him for taking advantage of me. Jody,
wow.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
It happens all the time. And I think it's only gotten worse.
Yeah.
Like Brett with cell phones, I think it was Brett that said it. Cell phones are making it so much worse because now those teachers have a direct line of communication with students when they are not at school.
Yep. Yep.
And most parents don't take the cell phones at night. Like, I guarantee, there's a saying that nothing good happens after midnight.
Yeah.
If you're on the phone, if you're on the internet, if you're out past midnight, nothing good happens after midnight. So,
I mean, I've had good things happen to me.
Desires of the flesh. So here's another one that I pulled up. Let me see if I can find another topic. I don't know how Benny Johnson does this. He does this where he like shares stuff, right? I'm gonna remove that one so I don't accidentally click on it. I don't exactly know how to make this work.
I hate to say it, but what about Ted? I can't read it now.
A whole anti-technology thing. Kaczynski? I don't know. I have no idea who that is. Whole anti-technology thing. I think that there's I think that technology can be used for good, but it's also very much used for evil. Having the world at our fingertips can be a good thing and a bad thing equally. Being able to just Google something and be like, hey, I wonder, how far Mars is from the Earth, and be able to get an answer is just wild. But, people are also using it to hurt other people. So, let's see. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, hang on. Add it. Okay. So this post is, let's switch gears from the schools, unless y'all have anything else to add. Hey, Matt, how's it going? He said somebody's running for sheriff. Hang on.
How did you see Matt?
Matt's right here.
Oh, yeah, you must have seen it.
How about Hollywood is trying to bend or will because we are creators because we come from the creator? Yeah, I don't know. Hollywood's all jacked up.
Did you see the guy that
redrummed a guy for messing with his daughter, and now he's running for sheriff?
Yeah, I have seen that.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I hope that guy gets elected. I really do. Was it the guy you're talking about? He was either in Texas or Arkansas. I can't remember.
I want to say it was Arkansas, but
Could have been.
I don't remember.
Could have been. So this story is about, unfortunately, I don't know how to can I pop out this chat or something? I don't know how to make that. I wish I could pop it out and keep it on the side or something. I don't know how to do that. But...
Show comments on stage. I guess that's for on the screen, maybe?
Oh, hey. Oh, I guess you have to it's not available in the free plan. We'd have to pay for that. Okay. This story is talking about the Nancy Guthrie. So I don't know who this guy is. I just came across this. So, like I said, I'm just sharing things that I come across, guys. I know you used to be able to pop out the chat on YouTube. You can pop out the chat on YouTube. I know how to do that. But were you on StreamYard?
We're using StreamYard.
I don't know how to
do
that.
yeah.
So things in the Nancy Guthrie case, I'm sure that you guys have heard about Nancy Guthrie. She is the mom of, what's her name? Savannah Guthrie or something, who is a news anchor for one of the mainstream medias. I can't remember. It's one of the ones I don't watch. So let me start off by saying prayers for her and her family. I hope she's found safe. I don't ever want to think of anybody's mom or whatever getting kidnapped, but I do want to point out that there's 1,600 missing people a day, and none of them have gotten coverage like this.
Right.
So I just want to throw that out there. I also want to point out that it's kind of weird. This says, and we can all agree that fake ransom demands and deadlines, zero phone calls, zero forensic trail, no evidence, no suspects, nothing. So they haven't really found anything. They found a video on her Ring doorbell camera of somebody wearing a mask and gloves and all of that. They also found a glove that was laying in the yard, which some people say could have been left from a landscaper. I don't know. I'm just sharing information, not my opinion. I'm just sharing information.
So from what I've been reading, and I don't know how true all of it is, but from what I've been reading, they found multiple gloves. But a lot of the gloves is the detectives or whatever taking their gloves off and just throwing them down, which is freaking stupid.
Yeah.
But this particular glove they're focused on now actually looks exactly like the glove he had on his hand whenever in the doorbell thing.
So something I find a little suspicious is that the local sheriff isn't sharing information. Now, I don't work for the FBI. I'm not in law enforcement, so I don't know what that chain of command is and how that looks on a normal scale. I'm just saying that shouldn't they be working together?
Right?
Should the local sheriff really be hiding information? I don't know. So I don't know. I would hate to find out that it's a hoax, but I would also hate to find out that something really bad has happened to her. There are people that go missing every single day, loved family members that go missing every single day that don't get this kind of attention. And it would be awesome if it wasn't just such a big deal because she's the mom of a famous person, you know? So let's see what y'all say about that. Yeah, you're right, Jody. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. StreamYard, you just gotta open it in another window manually. Okay. Yes, I've been watching it over a week. Well, Patricia, what's your opinion on it? What are things that you are noticing that may not add up? Yeah, the famous don't make the news. Yeah, the people who aren't famous don't make the news. No. Yeah, the not famous, right? Down there where Nancy lived was a bad bunch of zombies walking around. They think it's a B&E that went bad. Oh. It's all about the glove. If the glove fits, Jody said.
But they gotta find a guy to make sure it fits.
I call call the sheriff Barney Fife. It's yeah, gone all over YouTube. Well, her daughter done said she wasn't going back to work, huh? Yep, her daughter works at Hey, Barf. Yeah, I know. I'm so bad. Jody said I'm so bad. Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, I haven't followed that case super closely. I just know that from what I'm seeing, there's things that don't add up.
I don't pay any attention at all to any of this stuff, honestly, but it's just whenever I'm flipping through Facebook or whatever, I'll see bits and pieces here and there,
Hey, Tammy. And I didn't have time this week to really deep dive on any of this stuff, so I've been busy doing real life stuff. Well, the son-in-law is a teacher and the daughter writes poetry, and they just don't make enough money to buy a $600,000 house. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. There was something. I'm assuming that people are, pointing fingers at the son-in-law because I've seen some pretty negative stuff about the son-in-law on Facebook. I mean, and like I said, I don't pay attention to none of it. I don't know nothing about it. So
I did see something earlier that said that the family has been cleared. So I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. Yeah, this one's this one post, it said, "We live in the most forensically sophisticated country in the world. 13 days later, he still hasn't asked for any money for her return."
And see, I seen a deal the other day that there was activity in the account that was the
Bitcoin or whatever. I think
yeah.
it was. Yeah, something like that. And it says, "In the same FBI that couldn't identify who left cocaine at the White House." Right.
Now has blood drops, discarded gloves, and grainy video of someone wandering around. That's it.
Yeah. What's this one? Oh yeah. Have y'all met Nick Shirley on YouTube or X? Y'all know who Nick Shirley is? I can't play this video, I don't think, because I'll get copyrighted on it, but so where did oh yeah, here I am again. Okay. All right. We'll go with this one. So this one says that California is the breeding ground for voter fraud in America. As millions of people vote with no ID, month-long election processes, inaccurate voter rolls, dead people caught voting, even a dog successfully registered to vote. A dog successfully registered to vote. The voter verification is all based on your signature, not who you actually are. And so wait, what did that say? I need to rewind it a little bit. How do I?
Who was it? Was it Kim that said her like dead sister voted?
Or mom, grandma, something like that. She had a family member who passed away, and who voted in 2020 or something like that. Yeah. So, and I'm seeing that in Georgia. Where was it? Dang it. I need to figure out how to get all these things together throughout the week as I see them so that I can show it. And oh wait, hang on. I never showed this, I guess. I never added it to
Yeah, Brett, one day.
Register to vote inside the state of California. Now, this is the register of voters right here. And I want to ask him, why don't you need voter ID to vote here inside of California? I was curious, how come in California you don't need voter ID to vote?
Because when you sign your affidavit, you're swearing that you're telling us the truth, and we compare the signature that you put on your application to the
Battery 65%. Mm-hmm. Do you think it leaves any room for error with voter ID, or?
Did that pause?
Yeah, I'm just curious because I want to make sure that our elections are as fair and honest as possible.
Okay, so if y'all heard that, the couple different videos I had going, I guess, sorry about that. Like I said, I don't know how to do this. So he said, why don't you have to show ID? And she said, because you're signing an affidavit and we can trust you to tell us that you're really who you say you are. That's why they don't have voter ID in California.
And guys, we done went through this once, but I mean, come on. You have to show an ID to buy some stuff at the Dollar General.
Yeah.
I mean, a can of spray paint. I don't think it's as bad now as it used to be, but used to, you had to show ID to buy a can of spray paint.
Yeah, you have to show ID to apply for welfare. So if this is really, really so the one side, their biggest argument for not supporting voter ID, right, is that it disenfranchises poor people. They say that it specifically targets Black people. Well, I wish I had the stats to to show, but there is a good majority of Black people that are on welfare programs. And if they can show an ID to get free stuff, how hard is it to show an ID to get to vote? You know what I mean? You have to show an ID to board an airplane. You have to show an ID to enter a federal building. You have to show an ID to buy cigarettes or alcohol, or let's see what everybody else says over here real quick. The dead have been voting in Chicago for decades, and that's why Chicago is deep blue, Greg.
Yep. You're way behind. You got to go way up if you want to.
Yeah. Barney Fife. This weekend we seemed to plug up old Singer sewing machine, and it had everything. Just had nowhere to keep it. Awesome. Yeah. They only put $300 in Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah, and they were asking for 6 million or something. I don't remember how much it was. Sorry, that dog was me. Said Brett. Did they?
The dog that voted, probably.
Yeah. Did they get a dog paw print on the voter application? No, he signed an affidavit. He probably used an auto pen to sign his name, right? I hope they catch all of those guys that did that, right? The dead have been voting in Chicago for decades. In your opinion, are we being replaced? I think that that's probably part of it. That they're, that's one of the reasons we have mass immigration, is to bring people here to dilute American voters, American citizen voters. I think that sun out there has dried up their brains. I agree, but at the same time, ID is another agenda, possibly. Yeah. In California, hey, McKevin, in California, voter ID is not the problem. California gives licenses to illegals. Citizenship is the linchpin for fair elections.
Right.
And the thing is that when you apply for a driver's license, you get a voter registration form. Another thing is when you go in and you apply for any kind of welfare programs, you get a voter registration form, and you can fill it out and just hand it back in, right? And so that's one of the loopholes that they're using.
If you're going to sit and talk, you should take that screen off and put us back up.
Okay, all right. So I wasn't done showing the video yet, but I can take this down. I can stop. Oh, no, I'm gonna have to go fix it again or whatever, but I don't know what I'm doing. The argument about not wanting voter ID is it's hard to cheat with IDs, right?
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But see, there again, why are they complaining about voter ID? Because they're giving IDs to all the illegals in California anyway, so they have IDs. What's the big deal? You know? I mean...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tamara.
Yep. Yeah, hey, Tamara.
Self-imposed timeout. What happened?
Brett timed himself out somehow. So yeah, let me see if I can share that again. Oh, Jody, thanks. Positive topic. Fresh milk is processed milk. Please buy some of your fresh milk. Make cheese. Yum. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes. School photo databases. I don't know what you're talking about, Brett. It passed the House and the Senate. So guess what? Voter ID. Did it pass the Senate too? I knew it had passed the House, but I didn't know it had passed the Senate yet. That's something I didn't.
That's cool.
If that's good, but that only caused, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I haven't had time to really go down any rabbit holes this week. But I think that only applies to federal elections though. For president and stuff. Like I don't think it. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. School photo databases equals facial recognition data.
Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, you go to Walmart, you're on one of those cameras. You drive down the road,
on a camera anywhere you go anymore.
Yeah. JD was 51. But did they get rid of the filibuster then? Because there was like a 60 minimum, wasn't there? Meant to say fresh milk versus processed milk. Thanks, Jody. Yeah. Not past the Senate. I didn't think it has passed the Senate yet, but I'm not sure because at last thing I heard is it passed the House, and then I heard a video by Chuck Schumer and stuff saying we are fighting this tooth and nail. It's not fair. People shouldn't have to provide an ID. Y'all are just making it extra steps so it makes it harder for people to vote. Another thing, you gotta have ID to get into a concert or a club. Like if you're going to a bar, if you want to drink at a restaurant, you have to show an ID, right?
Yes, federal, but red states are adopting it. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I saw something, where was it, that said, maybe it was California, that they said that they haven't had a Republican governor since the 70s, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so let's go back to Nick Shirley's video and see what else he has to say about that, because Nick Shirley, okay. Nick Shirley is the one he is like a young independent reporter. He I think he's like in his mid-20s, and he decided to go to Minnesota and started going around to these different daycare centers and saying that he needed to put his little boy Joey in daycare. And he was asking, can I get an application? Can I check out the place? Now, if you've ever had a kid and you've ever tried to put them in daycare, it is not uncommon for parents to go to daycare facilities and say, hey, I want to meet the teachers. What's the process for enrollment? How much does it cost? Can I take a look at the classrooms? And it's not uncommon. I can't tell you how many daycares that I have walked through personally when I was looking for daycares for my kids, and it's not uncommon. They'll let you, you know, peek through the window of the classroom to see the teachers in there playing with the kids or reading books or whatever. You know, you're not going to, I never asked to go disrupt the class or anything. But, you know, and so he's going around to these different daycare centers. Some of these buildings had like 30 daycares in one building and there were no kids. You didn't hear any of the kids. You know, those buildings aren't completely soundproof. If you've ever been to a daycare, you know that it's usually pretty loud. Like you can hear kids laughing or screaming or playing or, you know, music going on or whatever. And so he went around to all those stories. It's funny. Jody, that's funny. She said, funny story, I was 17 and dated a cop. And she said, I was bad as a kid who took me to a bar. They did not card me because he was a cop. I mean, you could get away with it. What do you think of the mud flood theory? I have no idea. I have not went down that rabbit hole, Brett. One can't hear the kids through their freaking face masks. I saw Tamara say something. Yeah, Tamara, yeah, he's in Cali now. And he is exposing a bunch of fraud in California. And among those things, he's exposing voter fraud. He's exposing like medical transport companies that are there to take patients back and forth to doctor's appointments, but they don't have any cars. They don't have any patients. You know, Ilhan Omar, she is a Democratic representative from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and her husband owns a winery in California that doesn't sell wine. Their business is not open. You go to the business any day of the week and there's never a car there. And they've gotten millions of dollars through different government programs or whatever.
Why is a winery even getting even getting money from the government?
Yeah, I don't know.
Your son is not a very good fire maker.
No, Hunter needs practice. The school pictures contractor Life Touch was in the Epstein list. Seriously? Schools have canceled that photography business. Just made the news. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I had no idea. Life Touch is no longer taking our kids' pictures. A good thing, right?
Wow.
I got some wine to sell. Brett. I seen where they were busting ambulance services for transporting drugs. I saw something about that too. Yes. All of the billions in fraud is one of the last signs of a collapsing empire.
Right, Matt. Yep.
So these people come in, and sadly, a lot of our politicians and representatives are in on it. They see a lot of these programs that politicians don't really want to touch, because you don't want your opponent being like, well, that person wants to take away Social Security, you know. And so they're attacking programs like Social Security and food stamps and you know, medical services and things like that, and they are exploiting those things because you know, they're just not in our best interest. They're not looking out for our best interest. So,
oh, hush, McKevin. Just leave Hunter alone. He came through with the tools to fix the Suburban.
Yeah, he did. He even had the 10mm.
Yes, politicians are looting the treasury on the way out the door. Yep. Yep.
Deborah said the last Republican governor was Arnold Schwarzenegger, 2003 to 2011. Yeah, I didn't even know Arnold Schwarzenegger was a Republican. But I believe I lived in California from at least in 2003, I think. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. I remember when he was the governor, though. And when they caught smuggling, yeah, and human trafficking, yeah. Yep. the senator and mayor of that state were getting kickbacks. The rest was funneled to terrorists in Somalia, not counting they were also donating, yes, to Democrats, right? You know, and the whole USAID.
Yeah.
A very small fraction of the money that was given to USAID was actually made it to the people that it was supposed to help. I've seen reports of people going to like African countries and stuff. Where was that one that Hillary Clinton had their big like Clinton Foundation to help those villages and stuff? I can't remember where that's at. Y'all help me out here.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that place where it said that so like maybe 5% or something of the money that was given to help people in that country actually made it to help people. And people have gone there and done interviews with the folks, and they're like, they've only made it worse. You know, the US has only made it worse. So that's a little too human trafficky. Yeah. Yeah, Tamara, I think that we need to get back to where, you know, we are covering like Social Security for citizens only. You know, I've seen a lot of reports about how people, there was like over 1 million people, I think, that were over 125 years old that were getting Social Security.
Yeah, there was, I mean, you know, there was a few that was over 300 years old.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There were a few over 300 years. But, do you guys know anybody over 300 years old that's still alive?
But we've been through that before. I mean, because, like I said, I mean, I've said this story before, and I'll say it again. If whenever I was 16, 17 years old, I worked for Do-It Construction Company out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Well, anybody that's ever been in those businesses know 90% of our staff was illegals. You know, the workers out there on the ground, 90% of them was illegals. But I, you know, befriended one of them, or multiple of them, but one of them, we was really close. And I asked him, or I was complaining one day, and I don't remember what it was, probably something stupid, but I was complaining one day, and I was like, I'm just going to disappear and change my name. And he was like, dude, whenever you're ready, I can take you to a grocery store in downtown Oklahoma City for $250. I get you a new Social Security card, a new driver's license, you know, everything you need to change your identity. And I mean, but at that time, I don't know about now, but at that time, the more I looked into it, they was basically taking people, you know, they would find a dead person's Social Security number and just reissue it, you know, and make a new ID with it. And so that's where a lot of that comes from, is there's probably illegals out there with fake IDs that's using those Social Security numbers. Is exactly where that comes from.
Doja exposed a lot of fraud, waste, and abuse. Yes, I think that every single state needs a fraud department. Whatever they want to call it, I think that every single state needs a fraud department. Brett said, I'm sorry, I don't trust Elon either. I don't trust a lot of people at all. I can't say that I trust him, but I do like that he was exposing all of that stuff.
Right.
I don't know him. I've never met him, and I tend not to trust people unless I know them very well, and even then, I've been known to trust people that aren't trustworthy. Yeah. So I don't count on me to be the best judge of character. I don't trust no politician. They don't have nothing to do with each other until lunchtime at the golf course. Right. Exactly. We're all just Mr. Potato Heads. Yeah. Yep. And our parents were voting. Right. Exactly. JW, hey, how's it going? Elon hacked the election. That's how Donnie and the yeah, I don't know that I believe that, because there's stuff coming out of Fulton County now that shows that the election in 2020. Obviously, Donald Trump was not our president from 2020 to 2024. So I think that we differ on opinion there.
Very much so.
I think that we need to have voter ID. I think that we need to have one-day voting. And I think the only people who should get mail-in ballots are people that are disabled and can get a letter from their
Hey, Larry.
doctor. Let me just tell you, as a letter carrier, if you wanted to get mail delivered to your house and you had a curbside box, so say you own a house in a neighborhood and you had a mailbox at the street, but you weren't able to go out and check your mail. If you wanted your mail delivered to your front door, you had to get a letter from your doctor stating that you were disabled and couldn't walk out to your curb. And so if you can do that, if you can get a letter for getting your mail at your door, if you're disabled like that, then you can provide that, and for some sort of verification to get a mail-in vote, or for military, or for people who work like out of state, so say that we were working in Arkansas, or say that we were working in, New York City on the day it was to vote, and we couldn't make it home or whatever. But I think that there should be very few mail-in ballots. It shouldn't be a widespread thing. I think that it should all be paper ballots. I don't think that there should be any computers involved. And like I said, I think that you should have to prove who you are. Because if you have to prove who you are to buy a pack of cigarettes, you can prove who you are to vote. And I think that would increase our election integrity tremendously just by having voter ID, eliminating voter or mail-in ballots except for specific cases, and single day voting. In California, you can vote for like a whole month. And then people are going in to vote and they're like, "Oh, you already voted." And they're like, "No, I didn't." "Oh, sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. Somebody else already cast your vote for somebody or the opposite person you wanted to vote for. Sorry, not sorry."
Brett's going off on we should vote by Connect 4, and then he ties it somehow into you sunk my battleship. But expose the fraud, waste, and abuse. Right?
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't care who does it.
Yeah, I don't care.
I just think that anybody who's doing fraudulent activity, especially when it comes to like stealing other people's money, because that's basically what it is. If you're lying on your application to get food stamps, there should be consequences for that. When you sign up for food stamps or housing benefits or anything like that, you sign a thing that says that you understand that you have to be honest and you have to report accurately, and you have 10 days to tell them about a change in your circumstances or whatever. But those things I don't feel like those things are widely what am I thinking of? Enforced. And I think that our politicians should have to answer for every single dollar spent on everything. Any dollar that they spend of taxpayer money should be accounted for. If you file your taxes and you are off on your taxes, they aren't going to give you a get out of jail free card. And our politicians should be held to a higher standard than that, because these are dollars that we work hard for, and a lot of this fraud that's coming out, especially in Minnesota, these people that own these daycare centers are driving like Bentleys and stuff and going on lavish vacations when the average American person can't afford to eat beef because it costs too much.
Yeah.
Right?
Brett, I totally agree. They could turn it all around, but they're going to do it regardless.
Right. Right.
There ain't nothing we're going to be able to do about it.
Right. The Democrats have already come out and said, wait till we get back in power, then we're going after every conservative and every person who supported Trump. Yeah, they just want more and more power, period. Yep. Yes. Yeah, I have nothing to hide either. Come at me, bro. Right? I'm not sure what that means, Tammy. The Leering Centers, right? Yeah. You can tell a lot of our college kids went to the Leering Center because they can't even tell you what the capital of the United States is.
One of two cents.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not Republican or Democrat, so I just want to throw that out there.
That's why I want an 8-foot fence with power on it. Amen,
Yeah,
Patricia.
right.
Yeah, right.
But remember, borders don't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you listen to what they tell you on TV, borders are racist and they don't work. Love you, Brad. No hard feelings here. I'm just letting y'all know. I've been a registered independent since I have been able to vote. So I've considered myself in the middle for a long time. That's why I started this live stream, is because I want to take people who on both sides of it and let's like find common ground. It's really hard to offend me. It does with shotgun. Yeah. Just make sure you're in a state where you're not going to jail for defending yourself, Patricia.
Yeah, right.
I voted once and it was wrong. Oh, I voted a couple times and it was wrong. I promise.
Yeah, she voted for Obama.
Yeah, because you know what? When I was 18 and I didn't know squat about how any of it worked because I wasn't taught in school. I wasn't taught by my parents on how any of it worked. My mother-in-law at the time, which was Michael's grandma, she told me when I asked for advice on how to vote, she encouraged me to vote for Obama because he was a Democrat and he was going to give us free stuff. And then other than that, vote for anybody with a name that sounded like it was a woman because we wanted to stand up for women. Because we were women and we had to stick together. Those were the parameters for voting. Vote for the people who are going to give you free stuff and women. And look where that's got us. I'm not proud of it at all. just saying. I'm not proud of it. I've never voted like just straight party. Now, as I've gotten older and I've gotten wiser about all of it, of course you still can't know because they just tell you what they think you want to hear. Now I do my research. I figure out I look up a picture. You can find it online. Find your local ballot for your district, and it's going to have everybody that's going to be on the ballot when you show up at the voting booth. And I go through every single one of them and I Google search and I, do my research and find out, because like Greg said in last week's live, he said, find your one thing that you're not going to move on. And for a lot of people, that's the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, the right to protect yourself, right? And find that one thing, because you're not going to find a perfect candidate. And if you do, chances are they're probably lying to you. But find that one thing that you're not willing to vote or move on, and and find the people that support the things that you support as closely as you possibly can. Of course, there's going to be some make or break issues, but find that one thing you're not willing to move on.
Patricia, and I believe it should, if that's what it takes, because I believe every person in the Epstein files, in that context, should be arrested. Absolutely. 100%.
Yes.
And if it causes our government to fail, then it should.
Yep. Then I don't exactly know how to move on from that, but it's going to take time for it to all go through the courts, and it's going to take a while, because if y'all have ever went to court, you know that it takes a long time. So it could take years for these things to go through court. And so chances are most of those people would be replaced by somebody else through, we have midterms coming up this year in November, and then in 2 more years, there's going to be another presidential election, So, like, get those people through the system and replace them. I haven't really gone down the Epstein rabbit hole too much, because what I have seen is very, very, very disgusting and disturbing and demonic. And Yeah. I know that about it, and I couldn't tell you who's who of what and what, but I do know that I am not in support of anybody who hurts kids or exploits people, such as human trafficking and stuff like that.
Brett, you're crazy.
But
I would probably buy one though.
it can't have sleeves. If they on your arms, it can't have sleeves. It's got to be a sleeveless shirt. About everyone is in the files, yeah.
Right.
So, I know that like there's people who came into contact with him. You can't fault the waitress at the restaurant, you know, if she was just like an acquaintance, or the valet driver, you know what I mean? Like the lady who did his laundry, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm just using these as examples because there are people that he came into contact with that probably had no idea what he was doing. But there are a lot of people, a lot of powerful people, a lot of very popular people who are in those files who not only knew about it, but partook in the activities. And those are the worst of the worst. And we just have to remember sleeveless, yeah. We just have to remember that at the end of the day, God is in control of all of it. God sees it all, and those people will be thrown into the fiery lake or whatever, right? The lake of fire at the end of it. I know that we want to see earthly justice, and I say we because I definitely do, but we just have to remember that even when we see all these things that upset us or we don't agree with or that are evil, judgment will come for them.
That's right.
So one way or another, whether it's earthly justice, you know, and their earthly justice ain't going to be nearly as bad as what'll happen in, you know, being unalived is probably the best thing that could happen to them until they go into the fiery lake, right?
Right.
Like, and then they're going to have to spend eternity there. So, they say that Satan is the what is it? Satan is the prince of this world or the king of this world or whatever. And that's why there's so much evil. That's why we see so many school teachers hurting kids, and we see, you know, so much fraud and abuse and human trafficking and all of that stuff. So
absolutely, Patricia, I totally agree.
But I'm tired of seeing these kids that have to go through such a thing. Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. That's what we got the firing squads for. Yeah. You know, back in the I don't know, when was it, 1800s? If a politician got caught doing what they do now, the stealing, the lying, the deceit, the evil, they were literally tarred and feathered. They would cover them in hot tar and then feather them and make an example out of them, you know? The prince of this world. Right, Tamara, that's what I was looking for. So yeah, I just have to tell myself when people are being evil that they will pay for it someday. And I lean on that a lot sometimes.
Pray for all the little ones without ceasing. Amen.
Amen, Tamara. Amen. Yeah. Yeah, that's the worst thing a person could do is mess with kids and the elderly. 100%.
100%. Yep.
Yep. Have y'all seen that movie, The Beekeeper? I don't watch a lot of movies, but it's Jason Statham, and his neighbor is an elderly lady. She's a retired teacher. And this scam artist gets a hold of her and ends up stealing all of her money, like millions of dollars, and leaving her with nothing. She ends up taking her own life, and he hunted them down, and he took them all out, and he went straight to the top. And it ended up, the person, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to ruin it for you, but it ended up being the president's son who was running all of it.
Wow, I didn't watch it all.
Yeah. My horns come out when it comes to that, right? Right? If you see something, say something, right?
Amen. Yep.
Amen.
Exactly. There's too much of that happening, and people knowing and keeping their mouths shut, and that should never happen.
No. Nope. And sadly, you know, we're talking about child abuse and child services and stuff. It's like people see that kind of abuse happening and they don't say anything. But then like you piss your neighbor off and your neighbor's like, "Oh, I'm going to call child services on you because I don't like you anymore." You know? Yeah, got to watch these home care agencies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's some bad stuff going on in care homes. Well, I guess it's already been an hour, but I want to cover 2 more things real quick. Or I guess one more thing real quick, because we talked about voter ID, we talked about the Nancy Guthrie case, we've talked about the kids getting hurt in schools and stuff from the teachers. We like the way you think about things. Yeah. And I'm not set on anything. I like collecting information. I think that life is like a puzzle. And you never really figure it all out, right? But you can collect these little pieces of things and put it together and kind of see the big picture. Even King David seduced and killed, raped, and murdered happened all through life. Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep. I just want to talk about it. Wiley's smarter than me. He knows he's better at keeping his mouth shut on certain things.
Right.
Me, I'm just like,
I can't say I'm any smarter than her, but I know how to control myself better than her.
Yeah, no, me. I just let it all out there. Yeah. So the other thing that I want to talk about that I think is really stupid. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I didn't pull it up on here. We're not going to finish the whole Nick Shirley thing, but he's awesome. You guys should look him up because he is exposing all sorts of fraud. 4 eyes are better than 2. So, did you know that there are people out there that are trying to ban dogs as pets because it offends Muslims? What do you guys think?
I think that'll never happen, for one.
You think we should keep the dogs or the people that don't align with our culture? What do y'all think? I think I'm keeping our dogs. And I'm staying close to Jesus and ain't nobody changing my mind. So, at the end of my life, you know, people are like, but what if he's not real? But what if he is? What if it is all true?
So, if he's not real, then you have you lived a good life.
Right. Yeah.
But if he is real and you lived the other way,
you're in trouble.
Yeah. You're in some serious trouble.
I hope you like hot water because you're going into that lake of fire. So, yeah. Keep the dog, Patricia said. Dogs are angels. Yeah. I love our dogs. I love animals in general, but I especially love our dogs. And I love cats too, but I'm not particularly cat or dog person.
Although she's trying to prematurely replace Lola.
Okay, I want another doggy. I want another little dog because Lola's getting old and I know my heart's going to be broken when her day comes to go to doggy heaven. And I want another little doggy to be like, oh, we miss Lola together. Yeah. If that makes me a doo-doo head, I'm a doo-doo head too, Brett.
That's called Pascal's Wag. What?
I don't know. If I lived a good life here, then it's going to be fabulous when I get there.
Amen.
Amen, Patricia. Amen. Amen. I would rather, at the end of my life, find out that I believed in something that wasn't real and it made my life, you know, I'd say our life's pretty good, you know. We want to live a life of service and helping others and loving people and all of those things. And I believe that, you know, God's preparing a place for us in heaven when we go. And if I find out that I'm just going in a hole in the ground, I'd rather have lived a good life and find out that it's not real than have lived a life of not believing and living in rebellion. And then at the end of it, finding out that I was going to, because if heaven exists, hell exists too.
Right.
So we got extra dogs.
Well, Brett, she's wanting like a little
dog.
She's wanting a little tiny dog.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be tiny.
Well,
just like Lola's size or smaller.
My dad has a Shih Tzu that he just got and is wanting to give it to her.
And he's so cute.
Yeah.
He's adorable.
I wished I'd have never even told her.
Because now Wiley's like, I'm going to go to Oklahoma. And I was like, to go get my puppy? And he's trying to make excuses. And I keep coming up with, I'm like, but you could do this instead. So, anyway, yeah. I'm not hating on anybody who doesn't believe in Jesus. I'm just not afraid to proclaim my faith in him.
Right.
So, it's my job to express that publicly.
We have a little big dog.
Hey, Rach.
Hey,
How's
Rach.
it going? So today, this ended up being late. Yeah, I could really spoil those puppies.
Is a bet to believe in God, because either way you can't lose. Amen. Yep.
Amen.
Right.
Yeah, McKevin.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
Pascal's wager.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we have about 7 little big dogs.
Pascal's wager. I'm going to have to remember that, McKevin. I'm going to have to remember that.
Yeah. So anyway, I was planning on doing these live streams on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then a friend of ours invited us to a karate class that is for the kids. And so I took them to that. And so I might have to adjust my timing a little bit. I thought it was at 5:45, but then I got there and turns out it started at 5, so we got there in time to disrupt everybody. I felt bad. And then I told Wiley, I was like, well, we're done already. And then we got gas and came back home. Lola is most definitely spoiled rotten.
Yes, absolutely.
Our other dogs, we love them to death, but they don't demand the type of spoiling that Lola does, but we do give them lots of loves and we treat them good. So
well, I mean,
they're our working dogs.
I kind of ruined Lola right off the bat.
Yeah, that's okay. The next one we get, I'm gonna ruin it. It's my turn to ruin one. But I love Lola, even though she's spoiled rotten. I feed into it.
I'm afraid that New York is going to regret their decision to. Oh yeah, absolutely.
If they haven't already. But I mean, you get what you vote for. Like, I think it's Angela Spanberger or something of, was it New Jersey or Virginia? I can't remember which one. But she ran on lowering taxes and affordability and stuff, and she's already like added taxes and raised the price of electricity and all kinds of stuff.
I can see Wiley looking at his imaginary watch.
Yeah. Just say anywho and go to sleep. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that's it. That's all the stuff I wanted to cover today, guys. I'm going to try to do better about watching some more of the news this week and having better stuff to talk about. Yeah, a free ride out your own door. Yeah, so next week I will see you guys again roughly around the same time. If karate starts at 5, I probably can still do 6:30. They call it puppy love. You'll get your puppy, Jen. Yeah. It may not be that one, but eventually I will get it. And it's going to be a little dog. I don't really care what breed it is. As long as it's cute and lovable and little.
I don't think Jen quite understands how it hurts my heart to think that I'm replacing Lola before she's even gone.
See, we're not replacing. We're not going to name it Lola too.
Yeah, but
it's going to be Lola's
little
friend.
that's the whole point. You're getting the dog to replace Lola before she's even gone.
And not to replace her. To fill a void in my heart. Nobody can replace Lola. Yeah. Anywho's, okay. Well.
Yep.
We love you guys, and take notes of what you guys see in the news this week. Aww.
Oh yeah, Jody. You're not helping anything out, Jody. You're not helping.
I was talking to a friend at church, and she's like, so we did a thing, and they got a new dog, and they went to get one, but then they ended up getting two, and then we talked to another friend about a puppy she just got, and all my friends are, like, encouraging me. So, anyway, okay, well, I love you guys, and anybody who's interested, I do a Bible study in the mornings. We're in the book of Genesis if you want to join us on this channel. And then we also go live on our main channel, Our Mountain Home, on Wednesdays to talk about homesteading stuff. And on Fridays on Wiley's channel to talk about, you know, whatever comes up, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on that. And I'll see you guys back here for this kind of content on Monday, next Monday, around 6:30, 7 o'clock-ish. I'm trying to figure that all out, but yeah, anyway. All right,
We'll find our place eventually.
Yeah, we'll find our place eventually. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
y'all.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.